Hello, thanks for watching. I am Kurt Cornwell and this is Cinco Teros number 1. Cinco Teros are the 5 primary angles of attack in the Defondo La Costa method and a lot of other styles of Filipino martial art, very common for Kali. We use 3 primary groups of Cinco Teros number 1, 2, and 3, and this is a long form video for number 1. Basic notes are as follows. These are the 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 angles. It's 2 diagonals, 2 horizontals, and a thrust that attack or defend the area next to the head, the area next to the body, and then the midline of the body. You can see basic movement here with the rattan stick, just cutting through the lines, almost in a slashing motion, but really focused on fluid movement from point A to point B, with very little pausing or breaking along the way. For an edged weapon, in particular a long-edged weapon like a sword, the same principle is true. This is a dull training sword. I don't advocate live blade training, but you see here full slashing from point A to point B, like you're carving hot knife through butter right through the target, and a thrust up front. The thrust with the blade could be in a palm to the middle or palm up orientation. You see it changes the shape of the orientation of the edge of the weapon itself. 1, 2, angle 3, and angle 4, horizontal to the midsection. 5 is your thrust. Considering body mechanics here, you'll note pivoting the front foot when using the front hand from the front side of the body, which is to say right hand, right foot coming from the right shoulder. I'm pivoting. This is the same mechanics you use in most sports, swinging a baseball bat, throwing a ball. It facilitates hip rotation that generates power, and that's most athletic endeavors will have that kind of function. So this pivot helps to turn the whole side of the body. Now make sure you don't over pivot and overexpose your back. Keep your eyes and your center lined up with your target as best as possible. Backhand motion, same thing. I'm coming from my left shoulder now, so I pivot the left foot or the rear foot. You'll note when I pivot, the toe almost winds up pointing in the direction of the lead heel. And now horizontal motions, since you're coming from the inward side, it's the same pivot. It doesn't quite matter whether I'm coming diagonal or horizontal. The same thing is true here. Same pivot for both angles 2 and 4. The 5, conversely, really only needs a pivot if I'm going very long. If I'm just getting a quick shot in there, just fire away, don't need to worry about the pivot. Now for both solo and partner training, edge awareness is a really important consideration. You don't want to move with the weapon and wind up where it's stuck in the body like that. That's obviously not a good look. So as you pull through, you have to get used to stopping in such a way that the edge and the tip of the weapon are pointed at your opponent, or at the very least away from your body. For a short-edged weapon like a knife, this one being double-sided, same principles, same things to be considerate of. You might find that the action feels a lot quicker with a dagger, because with the tool being smaller, the routes and the lines are shorter, and that relative distance makes the whole thing faster, the whole game faster. With a reverse grip, you can thrust on all of these angles, and that centerline thrust could be any variation. But you could still slash with a reverse grip, which might take a little bit more time to develop the coordination and comfort with that, but it's a really great thing to have. Moving into different weapons, you can see that the same numbering system will work really regardless of what tool you have in your hand, and that's the whole point. You might have to change the nature of how you move based on the tool, but the angles of attack are consistent. With a two-handed weapon here, a long stick or a heavy or long sword, you see the same thing, big swinging motions, but still the same angles. With a cane, same idea, whether one-handed or two-handed, you can see the same principles and the same angles, lines of attack from beginning to end. So thanks for watching this video on the 5 basic angles of attack, or Cinco Teros number 1. I hope this video was helpful. If you found this helpful, please consider liking, subscribing, sharing, all those good things, and we'll catch you on the next one. Keep training.